guys, it's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new to the crew, make sure you subscribe, get notified for more videos just like this one. But if you're already a part of the salute. But today we're going to be talking about 4 tablets. We're going to check out all of them from the least expensive to the most expensive, and I'm going to talk about all the ways you can use these tablets on a day-to-day basis, some of the things that I use them for, productivity, user friendliness, battery life, screen displays, things of that nature. But if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, a like on this video would be tremendous. And let's go ahead and check out the first tablet. So the first one we're going to be talking about is for $79. You can find this one on Amazon. Now this is the Vankyo MatrixPad S7, which is 7 inches, Android 9 on this device. Now it has a texture on the back which is very favorable for a lot of people, no fingerprints whatsoever. It's like this matte plastic material which has a texture to it, has a nice sound to it, but it's a really nice texture because it's very resistant to fingerprints and things of that nature. So guys, this tablet has 2 GB of RAM on here, 32 GB of internal storage. Now I know what you're probably saying, 2 GB of RAM, what are you really able to do with that? Well, there's a lot of things that you are able to do with this tablet. You could even play Call of Duty on here. Now it's a bit choppy, it's not the highest graphics in the entire world, but things like Mario Racing, this thing even lets you download PUBG and you could play it. It's playable. Now, is it the best experience in the world? I'm not gonna say it is, but Standoff 2, Sonic Force, Kindle books. This is a great tablet for reading on. The display does look pretty sharp when I'm looking at it. Now, is it gonna be great in direct sunlight? I can't promise you that, but it's a great tablet for looking at social media, watching your content. It feels really good in the hand. It's lightweight as well. For the price of this thing, it's just really solid, guys. So this is the first tablet. Like I said, it does have a 2,900 milliamp hour battery on here, which is going to be pretty decent. It's going to last you a full day. You'll definitely get a full day on here. It's Wi-Fi only, so just keep that in mind. But for things like Amazon, Netflix, and Kindle, light games, even social media, music, Wi-Fi only in the house, office. You could even use it with the hotspot from your phone on the go. So this is the first one I want to recommend. Let's jump into the next tablet. Alright guys, so the next tablet that I'm going to be talking about right here, guys, is the Lenovo M Plus, which is going to be a really nice tablet, 10.3 inches, really solid back on here. This is, I believe, it's a plastic material that mimics metal. So it's not completely metal, but it definitely mimics metal to the extreme. It has a nice texture to it, textured power button. Now this device takes it a step further, larger display on here, so you're able to see a lot more content. Now this device actually does have 2 GB of RAM on it, Android 10 on here, so we get the latest software, facial recognition on this one as well. Now what do I use this one for? I use it for a lot of social media content consumption. The cameras on here are subpar. They're not the best ones I've ever seen in the world, but this can play NBA Live, PUBG, Gear Club, Call of Duty. Now, will it freeze? Yeah, it will freeze with the 2 GB RAM version, but the cool thing is that they have another version that has 4 GB of RAM with 64 GB of internal storage, or 4 GB of RAM with 128 GB of internal storage. So, it comes in the iron gray color right here, and it does have the 5 GHz Wi-Fi network on there as well, which is cool. So does this guy has the I think this guy has just the regular 2.4 Wi-Fi. So, but this one took it a step further. You do get the dual Wi-Fi connection, really solid build quality. You do get Type-C. They take it a step further versus the micro USB. So just keep that in mind. You do get a headphone jack on this one and on this one. I really like that. Dual speakers on this device, so it's going to sound pretty good for content consumption as well. I listen to a lot of audiobooks on here, and the cameras are good for like Zoom calls and things of that nature. It's not going to be the best one in the world for like low light, but for extremely good light, you're going to be enjoying the screen on here. So I could definitely say this is going to be a good option. Now, one of my favorite tablets of all time is this guy right here. This is the Tab A, which has S Pen support, 4G connectivity, and you also do get all the features that the Galaxy S Pen phones have. So you're going to be able to do a lot of multimedia on here, content consumption. You can take phone calls on this. It has the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection to the Wi-Fi as well. 32 gigabytes of internal storage on this guy. We have a lot of different apps on here that we can play games with. High graphic games on here, guys. If you have the 3 gigabyte version, I would recommend getting, this is the 3 gigabyte version. I'll leave a link down below. 5,100 milliamp hour battery. Actually, no, this version right here will have a 5,100 milliamp hour battery. So decent battery. It's not the best battery in the world, but the screen is a 1080 display, and it gets the viewing angles, I'd have to admit, aren't the best on this tablet. So that's the only downside to this tablet, is that the in direct sunlight, you won't really be able to see it if you go outdoors. But if you're indoors or like in a shadow, it's definitely good for everything else. So you can get this one in 64 gigabytes expansion with the SD card bundle. But like I said, this one is going to have all the bands for Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket Wireless. You're going to be able to make phone calls on this device. So it could be like a phone that you basically do a lot of work with. So this is the one of my favorite tablets to use, because I can actually take this around, make phone calls with it, and has a nice pattern, feel to the back. It's like a leather texture to it, which reminds me kind of like the BlackBerry Passport, or like a vegan leather material. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the iPad 7th generation. Now I have this really armored case on here, because it's a huge tablet and you might drop it. I'm not good with tablets and holding them, so I definitely recommend getting some protection on here. But this one is going to be pretty good for desktop use. Like, this has like a desktop experience, when almost like a laptop. When I put it and hook it up to my laptop keyboard type deal, I could get a lot of typing and emails done. Scroll through a ton of websites on here. The performance is amazing. You get the Wi-Fi version and the cellular version, or just the Wi-Fi version. 128 gigabytes of internal storage, or 32. This is the lighter model, so it's going to be running on the the latest Android. Not Android system. It's going to be running on Apple iOS 14, I believe. iOS 14. And you could get this battery life on this tablet is amazing. The standby time on here lasts about a week. If you don't use it for like a week, it lasts throughout the whole week. I use this thing, pick it up, use it for about like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, put it in the kitchen, might be using it to watch some recipes on how to cook like chicken, or like boneless chicken thighs. I was watching a video the other day, watching the tablet. Dual speakers on here from the bottom, lightning cable at the bottom, headphone jack at the top as well. So 8 megapixel on the back, and 1.2 camera, or 2 megapixel front camera for your Zoom calls. So you can use this, guys. It's going to be this is probably one of the best ones, in addition to the Samsung one that I talked about. But overall, this is probably your best bet. You compare it with like the Apple Pen and things of that nature. If you don't have you know, like the money to buy the Apple Pen. There's other, you know, like styluses that you could use that are that work on here. You know, the cheap ones still work on here. So you can see right here, this little $2 one is working on here. But overall, I really enjoy this one. It's just has every feature possible. The fingerprint sensors on the bottom as well. I really enjoyed this tablet, guys, especially with iOS 14 on here. But let me know what you guys think about these 4 tablets, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later, group. Peace.